You know, if I was a drag queen, I'd be the mad hater, going around serving tea to everyone. Ah, delicious. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Won't you sit down? I'd like to tell you a little story. I'd like to tell you about a place like no place on earth. It's a land of wonder, mystery, and danger. Some say to survive it, you have to be as mad as a hatter, which, luckily, I am. To start off this tutorial, I have gone ahead and applied a bald cap as well as covered my eyebrows. I'll have links below to videos on how I do that. And I'll also have a link below on how to make a gelatin brain, because we're going to apply this gelatin brain onto the bald cap. So what I like to do first is to kind of place it on top of the head and just fit it and make sure it's not crooked or make sure it's not sideways or any or all of the above. Just want to make adjustments until you're happy with it, and then with an eyeliner you can lightly sketch around where the brain is going to sit. Then you want to grab your brain and take it off and apply a layer of Pros-aide to this entire area. So the Pros-aide is dry, and now we're going to apply the brain. Brain's on, it's nice and squishy. So we're going to build up a ledge around the brain using latex and cotton balls. I'm using slip latex because it's a little thicker, and some cotton balls. Latex gummies flying everywhere when I open the bottle. Okay, I'm just gonna stipple some latex along the edge. And you're gonna want a hair dryer as well during this process to help it dry a little quicker. I've unraveled the cotton ball, and now I'm just going to stick it up onto the latex. You really press it down into it so it absorbs some of the latex. Then again, with your wedge, just start smoothing down the cotton ball. You can use your finger to kind of smooth it out so there's not a whole lot of texture going on. Same thing for this side, pressing the cotton down into the latex and then applying on top with more latex. I'm going to go ahead and repeat that process, apply some more latex down, and then get my cotton balls ready to go. Around the edges of the brain, I'm using a dark red alcohol activated paint to give it a little bit more dimension. Since this is all latex, you're going to need either a rubber mask grease paint, something that has castor oil in it, or a PAX paint, which is half Pros-aide, half acrylic paint to color it. So I've just mixed up some white PAX paint into my little cup, and I'm going to apply it with a makeup wedge. Only to the parts where there's latex, and also to my brows. For the face makeup, I'm using Supracolor from Kryolan and a makeup wedge. Got some out on my palette, my hand palette. And I'm just going to stipple that onto the skin. 10 points for Gryffindor if you can guess the next step. Powder the baby. I legit look so crazy right now. Oh, Mom, I'm trying to make you proud. Patty York and Valerie O'Reilly did the makeup for this film, and they used mood colors, which were actually selected by Johnny Depp. And that just means that the colors of the Hatter change with his mood. The fact that the Mad Hatter would have had mercury poisoning as well because he was making hats was also taken into account, so a lot of the colors in the skin reflect possible mercury poisoning. For this I'm doing a blue variation, and I'm using Makeup Forever S208, which is a very bright baby blue. I'm going to go light with this at first and build it up as I go. And you want to keep the color off the mobile lid and just primarily have it on the brow bone. and lightly blend it on. I'm going to use that white eyeshadow again to blend some of those edges out. I'm going to deepen this outer portion of the blue a little bit with NYX's blue from the Avant Pop Palette. I'm just going to sweep that on the outer edge and over. And just pop a little bit on the inner corner as well. Next eye, we're going to use the Sleek Acid palette, this purple color here. And we're going to build that up just like we did with the blue. And I'm just going to play with each eye and balance them out. Like I wanted a little more purple over here, so I'm going to add a little more blue over here. Underneath the blue eye, there is a burgundy type shade that I don't have, so I'm going to mix two colors. This one is Sugarpill's Love Plus, and this one is from Saucebox's Forbidden Fruits palette, and it's like a dark Tanami color. So these two together should make a really nice burgundy. I'm using a pencil brush, and I'm just going to dip into the purple and then dip into the red and mix it in the palm of my hands until I get the correct shade. It should look a little something like that. Under the purple eye, I'm going to use Dolly Pop from Sugarpill. It's just a hot pink color in the same shape as the other side. Time for a little white eyeliner, and this is the NYX White Liquid Liner. And just going to apply a thin line on the lids. Also going to apply white eyeliner to the waterline, and this is Feathered from OCC. I'm going to paint on some individual lashes using a white face paint. This is from Kryolan, it's an Aquacolor. I'm using a tiny brush. This is a Smith 202. And then you want to coat your eyelashes using a white mascara. I'm using white face paint onto a mascara wand. I just want to kind of cover all the lash that I possibly can. And you want to do the top and the bottom lashes. For the contour on the skin, I'm going to be using an eyeshadow from Sugarpill. It's called 2 AM. Looks like this. We're going to go for a very Johnny Depp contour, so focus it around the cheekbones. You also want to use that color to contour the nose as well. I'm just going to use a soft blending brush. Now I'm using a white to help diffuse the contour a bit. You can add that color to the temple as well. I know the Mad Hatter has green eyes, but I have yellow contacts. These are from Camo Eyes, and they're called the Mad Hatter. I will link them below. Now we're going to move on to the gap in the teeth. I'm going to dry my teeth off, and I'm going to use an alcohol paint to paint in the gap with a tiny brush. The lips are kind of magenta pink, so I'm using Hoochie from OCC to fill them in. I feel like something's missing. What do you guys think? Eyebrows. So the eyebrows, I'm going to use crepe hair. You can buy sets of pre-made eyebrows, but I thought let's challenge ourselves to make some eyebrows. And crepe hair is like a string of hair that's wound up, and you unwind it and make whatever you want. You can lay beards and whatnot. So I'm going to do my eyebrows using this, and what I like to do is separate it a little bit, and that way you can cut whatever lengths you want, and you can just customize it to fit your face. I'm going to start by cutting off some of the crepe hair. Some scissors. Alright, so I've gathered a little section here, if you can see it. It's very small, and this is going to be the end of my brow. I'm going to build from the outside towards the nose. I'm just going to place a little bit of spirit gum down onto the brow area. Then I'm going to go in and place that brow in downwards, just like that. I'm going to repeat that process with more hair. Hold them and kind of style them, twirl them together. Now something you can do to thin out your brows a little bit is to hold down the base of the crepe hair and then brush through. It's going to pull out any excess hair and thin it out for you. And you can trim some of the hairs just to make them taper off a little bit better.
Have you seen Alice?
And the hat is going to hat, 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 hat. And the Cheshire is a cat, 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 cat. So good. It's like a mukbang with Mad Hatter. What did the Mad Hatter say to his son? You better go to bed early so you can get a head start. All right? If the Mad Hatter was a zombie, what would he eat? Bread.